Jon Jones says he wants to be on there too, and he says he would fight whoever the champion is. So would you be okay with him like coming back, potentially winning that belt again?
You know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong, especially the White House card.
I was retired. I felt like I was at a place where I've done it all in the MMA space, and felt like there wasn't too many more challenges for me, and I just wanted to do something more than championships and money. And Donald Trump mentioned that he wanted to have a fight at the White House Garden, and that just seems like such a huge opportunity. I'm a very proud American. I have a lot of close friends that are in the military, and this is my act of I can't call it service, but just to be able to entertain the country and the world at this level at the White House, it just means the world to me. So I'm back.
So they've announced this White House UFC fight. Can we expect to see you on the card?
I can't promise anyone anything, but I have a very strong feeling that I'll be on that card. It's going to be historic.
But who would you take on? Who would be your dream opponent?
I would want to take on whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year.
Any possible names you think?
Well, as of right now, the champion is Tom Aspinall, but we'll see who's the champion at the end of the year. The only thing to have an American guy fight for the championship that night, I'd be willing to put it all on the line.
Nice.
And that's a good thing because we're going to put on the best card we've ever done for that White House event. You know what I mean? It's going to be it's a one-of-one experience. Like when we did the Sphere, it's the Sphere on steroids. I mean, it's going to be a one-of-one event. There'll be nothing like it ever again.
With regard to Conor McGregor, what is the holdup with his return?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the Ultimate Fighter was over back in August, and I can't imagine the plan was for him to be out as long as he's been.
Well, first problem was that he broke that shin bone. He was recovering from that. That was one of the reasons we had it on. The other problem is he's fucking rich. Conor McGregor doesn't need money.
So are we at a point here where Conor McGregor may never fight for the UFC? Can you say that?
If you had shitloads of money, would you be sitting here right now asking me this fucking question?
No.
No, you would not. That just answered your question.
Well, I answered no. So you're saying there's a chance that Conor McGregor will not fight again for the UFC?
I don't know. Conor McGregor's got a lot of money. And, anytime we get Conor, we'll be happy to, be thrilled when he comes and fights. But money complicates a lot of things. He just filmed a movie. He's got to do the press for the movie, and he's got obligations with that. And he does want to fight this year, but we'll see what happens.
Reports quoting Dana White himself suggest that Jon Jones will not feature on the historic event scheduled at the White House, a card being billed as one of the UFC's biggest public showcases ever. Dana White made the reasoning clear. In his view, Jones cannot be relied upon enough to handle such a major spotlight.
Jon Jones is known for being unpredictable in more ways than one, both inside the octagon and outside of it, so he can't be upset or disappointed when Dana White says, look, the White House card is something that logistically is already difficult enough. It's a security nightmare, but I also don't know, quite frankly, if I can trust Jon Jones in a spot like this.
Tom Aspinall just retired Jon Jones. Just as he predicted, Tom Aspinall, over a year ago, I think, said, I will retire this man without even having to fight him. He's never going to fight me. And despite all the umming and ahhing and all the fucking pretending that he was going to actually ever get in the cage with Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones has done what we always knew he was going to do. He's tucked tail and ran. Imagine calling yourself a goat and yet behaving like such a duck. I mean, this is like back in the playground. Jon Jones has got a bike. Tom Aspinall's come over and goes, give us your bike now. What you have to do then is fight. You have to defend what your shit is and say, no, you're not going to take this. And do you know what Jon Jones did? You have it. I don't want to fight. You can have it. This is unbelievable. The greatest of all time. What a load of shit. I'm sorry. Never going to call that him the GOAT ever again. Because being the greatest of all time is not just about winning. And that's what Jon Jones doesn't understand. It's about how you conduct yourself throughout the whole of your career. Are you willing to fight the biggest challenges, the biggest tests, go in there and test yourself against everyone? And Jon Jones proved, without a shadow of a doubt, his biggest test, stepped up and he bottled it well and truly. Remember this clip from like over a year ago when Jon actually met Tom in person?
Respect, man.
All the best.
Respect. All the best.
Do a quick picture.
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's get it.
A face off.
No,
okay.
He wouldn't even face off with Tom Aspinall, let alone get in a cage with him. And after all of the fannying around and waiting for Jon Jones to man up and strap his balls on and defend his heavyweight title, because you've never really earned it. You beat a guy who wasn't even the champion. You beat Stipe. Oh my God, what a farce that fight was.
After months of postponements, silence, and an unwillingness to confirm a fight with Tom Aspinall, it seems the UFC has finally run out of patience. For many fans, this feels like karma catching up at last. While Aspinall has remained prepared, keeping in shape, speaking up respectfully, and staying ready for the call, he's been left waiting in limbo for an opponent who never truly seemed interested in the matchup. Jon Jones dropped hints about returning, shared training footage, and even made brief public appearances, but never followed through.
If for whatever reason it falls apart and we never get to see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, the UFC is not to blame. The UFC has, in my opinion, well, excuse me, I'll take that back. The UFC has, based on the conversations that I've had, not in my opinion, but what I'm reading and surmising and what's being told to me is they have made every effort in very good faith to make this fight happen. Now, obviously, when fights don't come to fruition, there's a multitude of reasons as to why fights don't happen, but in my opinion, if this fight doesn't happen, it's not because of the UFC. It's not because of Tom Aspinall as well. I think ultimately who will decide whether or not this fight happens or not is Jon Jones. Now, that's not some big breaking news, but I say that to say, yes, if Jon wants the fight to happen today, and I don't mean like the fight to actually be fought today, but like done deal today, it could be a done deal today. It's up to him. And it's always been up to him. Now, for a while, you could have said, all right, they have to meet whatever number, right? That 30 million was thrown out. Whatever that number is, Rogan walked it back. I had heard the same number, whatever. Point is, I believe that the UFC has met all the demands. Well, in a very favorable way for both guys. They both have demands. We know what Tom wants to a degree, and we know what Jon wants to a degree. I think ultimately it's on him. Now, we don't need to get into the whole like, at what point do they need to pull the plug on this, and when's the deadline? We've done that song and dance a bunch of times, and I'm kind of tired of it. Like they'll do it when they need to do it. They'll do it when they want to do it. They'll do it when they need Tom to fight. If Jon isn't going to be that guy. But I think at this point, there are some people who want to say, hey, the UFC didn't make Jones versus Ngannou. The UFC didn't make this big fight. The UFC didn't make that big fight. When the story is written on this fight, if it doesn't come to fruition, I don't think it will be on the UFC. I really think the UFC, based on what I'm hearing and have been told, I really think the UFC has done everything that they could to make it happen. Is the fight a done deal as of right now? No, it's not a done deal as of right now. So I don't know what he's hearing. Could it be a done deal as of today at some point? Could it be a done deal in 30 minutes? Yes. But is it a done deal as of earlier today when I was doing some digging? No. So I don't know if we add that to the 0.05 or the 0.5 that PT said, but I wouldn't celebrate just yet.
I had heard a rumor that Jon Jones wanted $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. And I did hear that rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me, said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that was a fake rumor.
What do you think the amount is that Jon Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently Jon is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday. He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's Jon Jones. He's the GOAT. So leave him alone. If he decides one day to come back, and he comes back and he wants to fight Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight title, the question is, like, how long are you allowed to hold on to the title before they start having that conversation? Now, he just knocked out Stipe Miocic, so give the man months. Give the man 5 or 6 months. Just leave him the fuck alone. But at a certain point in time, you have to decide who the heavyweight champion is. And if Tom is the interim heavyweight champion and Jon decides he doesn't want to fight anymore, he could do that. And he could do that also and then come back in a year and fight for the title. He could do that. Like, he could do whatever he wants.
Yet Jones never put pen to paper, never gave Dana White a clear yes or no. Just more delays, more silence, and more wasted time. Now, that chapter is closed. The White House event is pressing ahead without him, and Jon Jones has officially been ruled out. On the other hand, Tom Aspinall can finally move forward. His next bout is locked in. He'll defend his interim title against Ciryl Gane this October in Abu Dhabi.
What are your thoughts on Ciryl Gane being potentially the toughest opponent yet for you? A lot of people say somebody you've not really sort of faced that type of fighter in the heavyweight division.
I think both me and Ciryl are we both have niche style for heavyweights. We don't fight like heavyweights, both of us. So this could be the fastest, the best moving heavyweight fight that anybody's ever seen. We're both great movers. We're both light on our feet. We're both elusive. So this is going to be great. And by the way, all this stuff that I've just said previously, we actually made a video this time last year, a little bit longer, when we found out that Manchester was going to come and there was going to be an event in Manchester. When I thought I was fighting Ciryl Gane, but he declined it, we made a video there over a year ago now. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe it on the timeline, look, got my teeth done now. Look at the old video. You want to zoom in on them?
Hold on.
Got my teeth done.
Let me get right in there.
I got the teeth done now. When I did this video, this was over a year ago. Didn't have my teeth done then, so get over there.
Aspinall will face Ciryl Gane. Aspinall has 15 wins, and all of them are by finish. Gane is the #1 ranked heavyweight.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blade, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, Jon Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic, he's very quick, he's agile, he's light on his feet, he could run any sport on the planet, and he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against Jon Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight, this is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done. The fact that he isn't fighting Jon Jones is insane, but we've talked about that till the cows come home, so I'm not going to bore you on that subject anymore. But just you wait. Jon Jones is probably going to pop up on Twitter.
Can you tell us the timeline of Jon accepted the fight, went to Thailand, came back, didn't want the fight? What happened?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Thailand was the end of it. You know, we were talking about it before that. But yeah, the fight was done. We had the fight done a long time ago. So why he decided not to fight, you guys will have to ask him that.
Is it accurate? There's a lot of reports about figures he was offered. Is it fair to say he was offered a lot of money to take this fight?
Yeah. Listen, he was offered what he deserves for that fight. Yeah.
I'll just come out and ask you. Do you think he's ducking Tom Aspinall?
No. Jon Jones, I said it a million times and I'll say it again. He's never ducked anybody other than that one goofy time with the Chael Sonnen thing. He's never ducked anybody. And, I think the reality is whatever changed his mind with this fight, I don't know. You'd have to ask him that. But, he's 38 years old and I don't know.
Do you think if it was someone like Alex Pereira, he would fight then? And it's maybe Tom that he specifically doesn't fancy the matchup, doesn't fancy the age difference?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. Only he does. We had the fight done. Listen, our job is to make the biggest fights we can make and the fights that the fans want to see. And that's what we try to do. But the minute somebody starts talking about retirement, my philosophy on that, you should do it.
Yeah. Did you know about the stuff that came out of Albuquerque last night?
I saw it today. When I saw it today, I said, oh, everybody's going to think this is why he retired. Yeah. Maybe that is why he retired. Who the hell knows, man? But I don't know. These are all questions you got to ask him.
Yeah.
We had the fight done You saw me talking about it very confidently that this fight was going to happen, and then he changed his mind.
Yeah, 2 more quick ones for me. So for Tom Aspinall now, he's the heavyweight champion of the world. Does that defense he did against Curtis Blades count to his official defenses? Because then he would only have 2 more to equal Stipe, or does he have to start fresh now?
You guys are throwing shit at me that I haven't thought about. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It seems like the most obvious choice would be Ciryl Gane for Tom, but is there a chance here maybe that, like, to start the new without Jon Jones era, we should maybe do a big super fight and maybe convince Alex Pereira to move up, do an Aspinall fight, something like that? Or what are you thinking about the Tom fight?
Well, once I get through today, tomorrow starts International Fight Week. I'll be back in Vegas tonight, and Tom will be there all next week. So we'll sit down with him, see what he's thinking, what he wants to do. He's been great through this whole thing, and literally said, "I'll fight whoever you guys tell me to fight. I'm ready to go." So, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Tom Aspinall era.
While it may not be the unification fight many felt he deserved, this matchup resets a division and gives Tom Aspinall the chance to prove as the top heavyweight in the world. Let's be honest. If he dominates Gane, finishes him in style, and continues showing the form he has over the past few years, the conversation around Jon Jones might fade away entirely. And Ciryl Gane is far from just a stand-in opponent. He has already fought at the highest level, challenging for the title, and sharing the cage with both Francis Ngannou and Jon Jones. Although he fell short in those contests, many still regard him as the slickest striker in the division, a dangerous technician with speed, footwork, and range control that can trouble anyone, including Aspinall. Still, fans believe it's Tom's own blend of power, pace, and relentless pressure that could disrupt Gane's rhythm and overwhelm him early. With the fight now officially set, the MMA world's attention is locked in, with big names like Joe Rogan, Chael Sonnen, and Michael Bisping all recently praising Aspinall's rise.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal, and he is again the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem because he's a heavyweight and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like, he just fucking moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see like he's fast for a big guy.
Right.
I want to see it so bad.
John was shitting all over Aspinall, saying that
I think
he was
that's
lucky.
a bad way to go.
He was lucky that he blew his knee out with Curtis Blades because Curtis was teeing off
Doing
on
well.
him. Unless John avoided him, unless John used his wrestling to avoid exchanges, you know what that's all about.
Correct. It's called the Shop Shutdown.
The Shop Shutdown.
I saw a 7-part
They did with
series on
Cyborg.
it. Yes. The Stipe fight was just like, it's a weird thing.
Aspinall's an athlete, man. He's such a good athlete.
Freak athlete.
Very fast. Very fast for a heavyweight.
So fast.
Yeah, but we felt the same way about Ciryl Gane.
Yeah.
But Ciryl Gane doesn't have wrestling, doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Aspinall's like legit on the ground. Very legit on the ground.
So legit that his dad owned jiu-jitsu, Jim. His dad's a black belt. He started doing jiu-jitsu at 2.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Me and Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. This is the 4th time we've been matched up together. He turned down the fight early on before we were both in the rankings. After that, he fought Spivak. I said in a post-fight interview after I beat Tibora,
I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to be sat front row for Ciryl Gane against Sergey Spivak. I'm going to beat the winner, and then I'm going to beat Jon Jones.
I went to Paris. Ciryl, fortunately, turned down the fight on a second occasion. Third occasion, I fought Curtis Blades. The original opponent was Ciryl Gane. Unfortunately, Ciryl Gane was busy that day. Ciryl was filming his Netflix series. Can't remember what it's called, but I'm sure you can check it out now on Netflix. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot. So we are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
Some are even labeling him the most exciting heavyweight prospect since the door, and the pressure is now squarely on Aspinall to deliver a statement. not just for his own career, but for the entire division. Still, the shadow of Jon Jones continues to loom. Even though he's off the White House card and Dana White has ruled him out for the moment, the unanswered questions remain. Will Jones return later this year? Is he really finished? Is he simply waiting for the belt to change hands before stepping back in? Or was this entire saga just a prolonged way of avoiding a fight he never wanted? For nearly a year, the heavyweight division has been stuck in limbo. Now, with Aspinall versus Gane confirmed, there's finally real momentum again. But don't mistake this as the end of the Jon Jones story. It's only been put on hold. The longer Jones stays silent, the more relevance he loses. Because if Aspinall keeps winning, keeps headlining, keeps finishing top contenders like Gane, fans will eventually stop asking when Jon is coming back. Instead, they'll be asking why it even matters. And that, more than anything, is what truly unsettles Jon Jones.